and welcome back, everyone. I'm a little late, but I've been busy. With Zanpakuto Creation Series. Today's Zanpakuto Creation Series request comes to us from Draven Sanders, who asked the question of what is the Zanpakuto of Giorno Giovanna from JoJo? Now, the JoJo characters stand as one of those very unique circumstances when we're talking about a Zanpakuto Creation Series. What do I mean by that? Generally, the Zanpakuto, remember, the Zanpakuto is you. It is a reflection of you, who you are. Its powers are a manifestation of that on some level. And so it is you. You and the Zanpakuto are not really any different. With most characters in most series, be it Naruto, Dragon Ball, Marvel, I have to kind of really not think out of the box, but think of something that either complements them or something that's just kind of a manifestation of their personality in some way. But with a JoJo character, particularly a stand user like Giorno, that's not really the case. Because stands do actually mirror in some ways Zanpakuto. They are a reflection of the user. They are specific to that user. They are psychic entities, manifestations that fight on the user's behalf. And therefore, they are connected to the user. It's one of those rare circumstances where I can really just turn that into the Zanpakuto. So Giorno Zanpakuto would be a Keto type. It would be a standard katana. Now, what would its release would be? I imagine its release would be something either related to the main ability to manipulate life or biological abilities, or something to do with the gold in its name, because it's gold requiem gold experience and gold experience requiem. So something along the lines of shine your luster or something like that, or polish your luster. Keen Kekken or gold experience, and then Bankai Keen Kekken Requiem. So more or less along the lines of that. Now, its spirit would still be gold requiem. There you go. But obviously, gold requiem manipulating biology is difficult. So first off, what does the Zanpakuto look like when it's transformed? I could very much see it still being more or less the same type of weapon, still a sword. It could be a little longer, and it looks like it's made of actual gold. Now, when it strikes an opponent, anything it touches, when it strikes it, be it an opponent, but when it strikes anything, it can affect the biological makeup of that thing. It can also affect inanimate objects and turn inanimate objects into biological objects. But eventually the biological object will try to return back to the place whence it came. Hence, turning a tooth into a fly, that fly will try to fly back into the mouth of the person it came from. So it's one of those things where if this thing lands shots on an opponent, be it Hollow, Shinigami, Human Visor, whatever, Quincy, the manipulation factors are kind of off the charts, because you can manipulate your opponent's senses to perceive things at multiple times the interval, but their body just can't keep up. You can literally manipulate their biology to just force them to bleed, or whatever. You knock and just open wounds all over the place. It is, in theory, a very, very broken ability. However, it is contingent, at least in this case, of actually damaging someone. That would be one big inherent weakness. A, first off, no range attacks at all. But B, and more importantly, if you don't have the Ryatsu to cut someone, you are in trouble, to say the least. Now, the Bankai is a little bit trickier because Gold Experience Requiem's ability is more. It still has all the basic abilities it had, which are insanely powerful. But beyond that, it's actually more powerful in a much different way. Gold Requiem. Gold Experience Requiem boosted power ability. Its ability to give life with a considerable ability. It gained the ability to prevent opponents from reaching the truth. Whoever is killed by Requiem will never arrive at truth behind their death, forcing them into a death loop. Its ability transcends most stands due to being a Requiem stand. It's hard to say how you kind of amp this. Do I just say Gold Requiem experiences, or Gold Experience Requiem just gains that ability? Or do I, because that is the one catch-22 when you do a Zanpakuto, is they do have to connect the Shikai and the Bankai. So the Bankai I could totally see it being maybe something like Azura or Shiva fists, like 4 golden arms, like just behind him or behind the user, and that attack on the behalf. But the real ability is still the manipulation of life force. But I would argue you can't really, in this case, do the whole, prevent the opponent from reaching the truth of something thing. You can't do that here. But what you can do is now have the arms literally manipulate life energy around the user without even touching it. That's how you really extend this type of Zanpakuto, is you just extend the range of it. It kind of be like Gorohara saying, like, yeah, my Zanpakuto really doesn't really change its ability that much, only the potency and the range of the ability. And so, yeah, now you are dealing with an individual who can stop incoming attacks, provided they're not like energy based or something like that. Something like fire, he can't really stop. So, or like energy based, Ryatsu based, something like that. So anything that's like a Getsuga Tensho, Ryojin Jaka, there's nothing he can really do against that. But against anything that involves the user even getting remotely close, or something that has a physical substance, like Yorimaru has ice, Zembozakura has a bunch of petals, that could be stopped and manipulated. Either way, it would be a massively powerful Zanpakuto, arguably one of the stronger ones, if not maybe amongst the strongest. But that's just my thoughts, though. It still would be limited in several ways. Like, again, Ryatsu to Ryatsu wouldn't matter. Also, it's one of those things where, yes, in theory, you could manipulate something. But if someone was faster than you, it doesn't matter. If you can't perceive the attack coming, you're kind of screwed. Like, your head goes flying, you're not even aware of what happened until your head's gone. So, in theory, though, you couldn't even make yourself partially immortal with this Zanpakuto. So, yeah, it would be impressive, to say the least, but not infallible. This is just my opinion. What do you think? Let me know in the comments below, but thanks for watching. Hope you enjoyed, and I'll see you next time.